So every year 2K drops the gameplay blog that seems to give the dev team a green light to talk about everything. Now usually they just stick to gameplay, but this time around, Mike Wang especially decided to talk about badges. So we got a ton of brand new badge information. So you know me, I don't want to waste your time. Let's dive into this. First up, we've got Craig asking Mike to explain the new badges. How many are there? What's the extra 40 if there's now 80 badges? Mike says this would probably take all day to delve into, but yeah, most of 2K19's badges are returning, but many of them were reworked to either be more balanced or more useful for different build types. Here we go again, not calling them archetypes. Limitless was changed to range extender to boost 3s but also deep 2s. So range extender is the new limitless. Then we've got a bully who says, please make it easier to get Hall of Fame free throw ace for pure shooters. Mike then responds, free throws are back to being an attribute that you can upgrade. Free throw ace is gone. Now T-Mac, were there some badges that were removed, like charge card, etc.? Mike says, we tried to cut badges that we felt nobody would ever want. Charge card is one of them. So this year, no more charge card. That sucks. How am I gonna cheese the speed boosters at the top of the perimeter? Mike asked Mike, could you speak on if there's any changes or balancing of difficult shots badge? Mike says, as a blanket statement, we pretty much retooled every badge. So I'd advise going into 2K20 looking at badges as a clean slate. Many OP badges were heavily nerfed, and we'll be doing a lot more badge updates post-ship to continue balancing. So I kinda hope that means that pickpocket spammers can lay off the X button. 2K might say it's nerfed, but this community will find a way. Hoodie Merc says, have you guys ever thought about bringing back the Interceptor badge? That's something I've been thinking about for a little while now myself. Mike says Interceptor is back. Kinda felt like in 2K19, especially when the game first dropped, that everybody had Interceptor badge. You pass it between the passing lanes and it was gonna get stolen by anybody. Now this could be a fake funny response. This one from Agent. Any other badges making a return from previous 2Ks like post fade? Mike says here's one for you. Smaller players can equip Giant Slayer and it will help them score at the rim amongst the trees. Calling it Giant Slayer, I don't know, is that a joke or is that real? And we don't equip badges, we earn them. Is this how 2K's decided to balance players, allowing them to equip a certain amount of badges or whatever badges they want? This could be a good look. I think Mike Wang got caught saying a little too much right here. Side67 asks, is there a badge called First Step badge? And Mike says yes, it's called Quick First Step. Now this is really interesting because it sounds like this is the blow-by badge. I'm just wondering if every build could get it like 2K18. Raph asks Mike, is the Fade Ace badge back? And Mike says we have a Deep Fades badge that helps you hit post fades from further out. Man, they're really enticing me to make that Michael Jordan post-scoring shot creator build. Another gamer is asking about Volume Shooter. And Mike says Volume Shooter is also back, but with better logic. Boost your ratings if you can maintain your field goal attempts per minute. I ain't gonna lie, when I first read this, I got a little nervous. Most of us hated Volume Shooter. If you accidentally got Volume Shooter, you were kind of screwed. Fly asks, are the elite off-ball players separated with a badge or is there an attribute? We talked about this yesterday in my gameplay blog video. Mike says there's a slippery off-ball badge that gives you more success with the new off-ball juke moves. It also helps you get free from defenders who try to jam you up. Now some of you guys know in 2K19 I played off-ball as a slasher for more than half the year. Having these new off-ball juke moves is going to be a big deal. I wonder why 2K took these out in the first place. Now Brandon asks, is defensive stopper still in 2K20 or is it split up like in 2K16 when it was perimeter, lockdown defender, and post lockdown defender? Mike says there are a lot of new defensive badges. Clamps for perimeter locks, and post move lockdown for paint defenders to name a couple. To me, pure lockdown defenders were the easiest build to make in 2K19. They can easily erase the best player on the opposite team if they're good, and then there's really not a lot they couldn't do. They could knock down corner threes, they run the fast break in transition, they can almost dunk on anybody. And because over the years we've been abusing offense with all kinds of dribble cheese and shooting threes from half court, it was kind of obvious that 2K wanted to ramp up defense. Frank asks if you guys are bringing back post-hook specialist. Mike Wang says yes. It's called deep hooks. It's the Kareem badge. But did Kareem ever really hit any deep range hook shots? I can see it now in the top 10 plays of the week. Someone hits a deep range hook shot from the half court line. Twanye Mitchell says, will we see step back badges this year? Mike Wang says ankle breaker is still the main badge for more effective step back dribble moves. There's a new badge called Space Creator for more effective step back jumpers. That sounds like a shot creator's dream. The most they had was mid-range deadeye and difficult shots, both requiring defense to be basically in your face. Yovan Cooper says, will there be more rebounding badges and or animations in 2K20? Mike says there are always new animations added. A few rebounding badges. Rebound Chaser helps chase down long rebounds. Worm helps get around box outs. And Box makes it tougher for Worms. I'm guessing Worm is paying homage to Dennis Rodman. This year I'm recruiting for sharp rebounders and rebounding sharps only. Loser Gaming, wait a minute, Loser? He asks, is Posterizer still in the game or has it been reworked? Mike says Posterizer is gone. 2K20 will have Contact Finisher. That will help dunkers posterize people, but also help smaller players who play below the rim finish with contact. But wait a minute, why would you make a slasher that plays below the rim? This sounds like anybody can get this badge. Solitude asks, how will stamina affect players this year? I understand some players just spam one move, but the advanced skill dribblers cannot show off their moves because their stamina bar is blinking after 3 moves. That is not true. You need to watch a Dribble God video, my dude. Mike says, Handles for Days badge allows you to pull off a lot more dribble combos before getting fatigued. So now the Dribble Gods can either breathe a sigh of relief or sit back in their chair with that Grinch face. 2K Midrange God says, are slashes going to be better from the last 2 2Ks? Because I feel like they were a down low build for the past 2 years. Mike says, we're still polishing right now, but slashes are very strong in our current build. Probably need to be nerfed a little if anything. You see how they try to do me? They trying to wheel me in to be a slasher again. Damien asks, will our MyPlayer still go cold because of lack of shots while having volume shooter in 2K20? Mike says, no, it's a positive only badge. So if I scared you with volume shooter earlier, this lets you know that there won't be any of the negative effects that used to come with it anymore. Mike asks Mike, catch and shoot difficult shots still in the game? Thanks for reading. Mike says, yeah. Here's that Loser Gaming again. Are there any badges that increase the opportunity for blow-bys outside of Takeover? And Mike reiterates that the quick first step is the main badge for that. Once again, that kind of makes me feel like anybody can get these badges. And lastly, Gecko. He says, even though volume shooter is a positive only, are we still going to have microwave? Mike says microwave was redesigned and changed to hot start. If you have this badge and can knock down your first jumper, you get a boost to your shot ratings for a period of time. The more shots you knock down without missing, the longer you keep your boosts. So anyways, my final thoughts on Mike Wang's social media responses as it pertains to these new badges. Sounds like they put a lot of time and effort in balancing some of these badges. We won't really know till we actually play the game. Some of these we could be excited for, but some sound like straight cheese. There seems to be a lot more badges, and I sort of feel like anybody can acquire any badge. That's definitely a good thing if you're able to evolve your MyPlayer, switch up some of his main skills. As long as they can balance it and you don't have things like a pure lockdown with the first step, handles for days, and range extender badge, then this could be all good. So anyways, let me know what you guys think of the new badges in the comment section below. Make sure after you subscribe, you click that bell to turn on notifications. I'll be dropping these news bombs every day as they come out. Smack that like button to show your support, and I'll see you in the next one. Another community player asked Chris if you could basically share closets amongst your MyPlayers like in 2K17. Like if you buy clothes for one player, it goes to every player, even if he's a 60. And Chris responded with the ear emoji saying that they are listening. And I asked the same question to Ronnie2K in our live stream. I think he had a very similar response. And then he responded to Carlitos, asking if we can go beyond an 85 overall in the demo. Chris said, why stop at 85 with the wink emoji? So if you're able to go beyond an 85 overall in the demo, that's a definite head start for when the full game actually drops. So I really hope this information is true. The demo drops in 2 weeks. We're all gonna find out together?